Hello everyone, Mr. Happy Zap here once again with my humble abode build update. I'm at that phase in the project. It's basically just over a year now since I started tearing down the house, and so now I'm to the final stages where I'm starting to look at putting down my flooring and installing cabinetry and all that lovely stuff, do the trim work, all that fun stuff, the finesse stuff. So anyway, with the flooring, I purchased this vinyl plank product. It's 5.5 mil thick. It is not a clip vinyl. What it does is it butts up against each other, and when it's good and tight, literally they say it forms a waterproof seal. And I'm hoping that it'll do the job. Good and thick. It's good and flexible. Feels soft to the touch, so I think it should be a good product. I'm putting this throughout the entire 900 square feet to make everything common, just like all the walls are commonly painted. So put that down there. Now what I did to prepare the subfloor, now of course I got this in enhanced OSB. It's not fir plywood, it's enhanced OSB, and over the construction days when it was exposed to weather and whatnot, with water getting on it, the butt joints and the seams for the flooring did curl up a bit, so which wasn't a big deal. All I did was just took my belt sander with that 80 grit paper, and I went over the entire floor after scraping off all the paint and drywall compound that was stuck on there, and went around and made sure everything's smooth. And also, as you can see here, some material gone because it was kind of curled up here. So now it's good. That's pretty flat, pretty smooth, and married up with each other. So went around and like I said, I sanded all the area, and everything seems pretty smooth. And I vacuumed it up with my shop vac. And so now the next step is to put on it's not really a grout. It's just like it's like a polyfilla kind of scenario for floors, if you want to call it. And all it does is just fills up all the gaps where all your screws are, any imperfections in the actual OSB, so it gives you a nice smooth flat finish on the floor itself before you lay that down. Now the stuff here that I've used this before, it's it's Ardex, whatever that is, but it's called the self-drying cement-based finish underlayment, and that's an underlayment. So, and they say you can, once you put it on there, you can start laying your floor. As little as 15 minutes, but I'm going to leave it for a day because finding out with my painting, I just can't put a second coat on in 8 hours because of the humidity factor in my area. So I have to literally wait almost 48 hours before I can put an actual second coat on. Oh, it doesn't really delay me any, just you go do something else. So I figured the same thing with this, even though it's not as heavy as paint going on. I'm going to let it give it a good 24 hours before I apply the actual floor glue to glue the tile in place. Now now of course I just bought this El Cheapo drywall bucket kind of affair where when you're putting your taping your drywall out and everything. So I just bought that, and I just bought a cheap trowel, so I didn't get into the good steel ones and kind of maybe mess them up. It's worthwhile for $3, who cares? So going to go around and fill in all the cracks, everything, make everything smooth. And then the glue itself, now this product here, you can lay and butt up against each other, and you don't have to glue the entire floor down for it to function properly. I guess the deal with this is that should you think you got any water in between there and you want to pull up the tile, you can pull the tile up with an actual toilet plunger, and then you can put it right back in again should you think that maybe water got underneath there for whatever reason. But in the bathroom here, and I'm starting in the bathroom because I want to get the toilet in place. I want to get the cabinet with a sink in here so I can start, washing up stuff and everything. Instead of going outside and doing a pail, I can do it in here and get the shower surround in with the shower and get it functional so that I basically can clean up down here properly and get ready to start moving in. But anyway, they tell you to put a foot of glue around the whole perimeter, okay, and whatnot. And what that does is that when you do that and you put it in, there's expansion and contraction in the tile, in any tile actually. And what that does, it keeps it good and tight and minimizes that expansion and contraction. Now, in a larger room, like my bedroom here, of course I'd be doing the entire perimeter around. But they also said to put an X pattern down the center from corner to corner, because I just think anything over 12 feet, you need to put another 1 foot line of glue, I guess, because once 12 feet, go past 12 feet, it kind of, shifts and whatnot. But I guess the flooring guy, he put the same stuff in his house, and he just put the X pattern down the center on each side, and I guess it works out really well. So that's probably what I'll be doing here. But in the bathroom, and probably in the hallway here, because it's the highest traffic area, down through there, wherever I got a high traffic area, I think I'm going to just glue it down entirely. So in here it'll be all glued down, and then around the tub, of course, then all I have to do is put a bead of caulking, and of course my trim work and whatnot. So, I mean, this is not rocket science with preparation. Once again, here is the key. And make sure that you've sanded it down, get all the imperfections, because there's going to be, if you painted, there'll be drops of paint on there. Drywall compound later, you might not see it. And like over here, it might look like I have paint right there, but actually that's all sanded down and it's smooth. Okay, so it's going to be all good and whatnot. But once I get out to there's going to be areas where I know, unfortunately, just the way things go, I have a bit of a dip. I may have mentioned it in another video. I might have a little bit of a dip here for some strange reason. Don't ask me why. Am I going to be concerned about it? It's not undulate. It's not a big hard. It's a smooth, long dip, so it's not going to really affect the tile layment whatsoever. Now over here in my kitchen area, for some reason, once again, I've just got a little bit of, from this point here to there, I don't know, I got about 1/4 of an inch of fall for some dumb reason. So I'm going to put some floor leveler in, because I have to put some in here anyway, because this is where my trouble area was when I, once again, if you followed along in the videos, is for some reason I had this dip, whether it was the foundation, the sill plate, and way the floor joist laid on there, I don't know, but I'm going to have to put some floor leveling compound here, so I'm just going to continue it right along there, and that'll level up my floor all the way across nicely. That's but the only other spot, and then maybe the other spot I might have to do, because I had kind of the same scenario is back in this corner over here. Once I get this room cleared out, I may have to put some floor leveling compound in this area here as well. So I'll have to see how that goes at that time. But anyway, so the actual floor leveling stuff, this stuff is called Sika Level, Sika Pro. Flip it over here. Yeah, right there, they call it level. It's a polymer modified high flow self-leveling underlayment. They really care about is everything is clean, dry. It doesn't have any dust, dirt, oils, or anything like that for it to adhere to the wood floor. Now, I guess a cement floor, they say to put down a proper primer if you want to lay that down. And I guess it's good for up to 1.5 inches of actual leveling. You can pour 1.5 inches, and it'll dry just fine. Now, I don't know how long it'll take to dry. I still have to read up on that. But anyway, in here, so once again, my steps are to get this floor laid down, get it out into the hallway here, and then stop it. I'll just duct tape it so you don't jam it, when you're walking along, you're kicking it with your boots or whatever. And then make this bathroom functional. So other than that, everyone keep a cool tool, and we'll yak at you later. Bye for now.